Sped 21.
Starting a card for a parking problem. My truck boy Lincoln X-ray 95 to come back on that.
November 27th, 2010. The darkest highway in British Columbia. A black pickup pulls out of a logging road, moving too fast, straight into a police checkpoint that shouldn't have been there. Inside is a 20-year-old mechanic with blood drying on his chin. He tells the officer he's been poaching deer. The blood is not from a deer. It belongs to a 15-year-old girl named Loren Leslie. And she is not the first person he has killed. For over a year, 4 cases sat open across northern British Columbia, and nobody knew they were connected. Then one routine traffic stop cracked all 4 at once and exposed the youngest serial killer in Canadian history. This is how the evidence caught up with him, and the single object in his own apartment that tied him to 3 women no one knew he had touched. British Columbia is bigger than France and emptier than almost anywhere on the continent. Towns sit an hour apart, connected by one road, Highway 16, 725 kilometers of it. It has another name, the Highway of Tears. For decades, women and girls have vanished along this stretch, many of them indigenous, many while hitchhiking, because there was no other way to travel. As a place to make a person disappear, it is close to perfect. An hour off that highway is Fort St. James, where Cody Legebokoff grows up, born 1990. A good family, by every outside measure, an ordinary kid. He plays hockey, and he stands out for one thing: the violence. Other parents pull their children off the ice when he's on it, and there is the hunting. Cody doesn't just hunt deer, he wounds them first and finishes them with his hands. To a forensic psychologist, that is not a hobby. It is one of the most reliable warning signs there is, but nobody is reading them. He is well liked. The darkness stays walled off from the version of him everyone thinks they know. After high school, he moves to the city, Prince George. A mechanic at a Ford dealership, a girlfriend. He looks like a young man settling into his life. He is also hiding a cocaine habit that is turning into crack. 2 lives, and only one of them is visible. Loren Leslie is 15, legally blind, though you would never know it, because she never let it slow her down. The kind of kid who at 9 years old sat beside a grieving mother at a funeral and stroked her arm to comfort her. Thoughtful, trusting, she meets someone online. From the first messages, the 2 of them want completely different things. He steers every conversation one way. She keeps trying to change the subject. She has no idea who she is really talking to. On the evening of November 27th, she tells her mother she is going for coffee with a friend. The friend is him. He offers her alcohol. She is far too young for it. She says yes. That is the last ordinary moment of her life. Miles away, 2 officers happen to be meeting on Highway 16. Late in the dark, out of an isolated logging road, a black pickup comes fishtailing onto the road at speed. One officer's instinct fires. Lights on. He calls for backup and pulls the truck over. The driver hands over his ID, calm, polite. Then the flashlight catches it, a red smudge on his chin. It looks like blood. They start looking. A knife with blood on it. A wrench with blood on it. Blood almost everywhere. His explanation comes fast and easy. He has been poaching deer. The officers don't believe a word of it, but they can check. So they drive back to the road he came flying out of, and at the end of it, in the snow, they find the worst thing they could have found. A young girl, beaten beyond recognition. Nearby, a small monkey backpack, a polka dot wallet. Inside, an ID card and a medical card. The name on them is Loren Leslie. The blood on his chin now has a name, and the poaching story is finished. He is arrested that night. His apartment is searched. He is swabbed for DNA, and here a dead-end traffic stop turns into something no one expected. Because when investigators process his home, the case stops being about one girl on one road. It reaches backward into cases already open, already cold. unconnected on paper. October 2009, more than a year before, Loren, Jill Stuchenko, 35, a mother of 5, fighting an addiction and trying to claw her way back for her kid. She is found half buried in a gravel pit outside Prince George. The forensics come back to a stain on Cody's sofa, her blood, his first known murder, and the one where he learns he can get away with it. Natasha Montgomery, 23, a figure skater as a girl, from a good family in Quesnel. Her DNA is on his clothing and across his apartment. When they blue light it, the traces tell the story on their own, from the bedroom into the kitchen, where she was beaten to death. Natasha's body has never been found. To this day, only the evidence says she was ever there. Cynthia Moss, gentle, trusting, a mother, murdered in September 2010, found in a wooded park. Her DNA is on one of his socks, and her DNA is on an axe in his bedroom. Sofa, clothing, a sock, an axe. 4 scenes, 3 of them cold, all now pointing at one man. Investigators are not looking at a killer anymore. They are looking at a serial killer, and one of the youngest ever documented. Here is why nobody caught this sooner. Look at who the suspect is supposed to be. A job, a relationship, funny, likable, people vouch for him. Not a man visibly coming apart, which is exactly what let him hide in plain sight. And look at who the victims were. Vulnerable women the system was trained to explain away. The assumption itself was the camouflage. So when it is his turn to explain, Cody does not just deny it. He invents other men, 3 of them. Dealers, he says, who forced these women over drug debts and handed him the weapons. It is a bold story. There is just one problem with it. Lie 1, the deer. The blood on his chin, on the wrench, on the knife, is human. It is Loren's, and her body is at the end of the same logging road he came speeding out of. The deer story dies the moment the lab reads the blood. Lie 2, the 3 men. But Jill's blood is not on some dealer's couch, it is on his. Natasha's trail does not run through a stranger's kitchen, it runs through his. Cynthia's DNA is not on someone else's weapon, it is on his sock and on the axe in his bedroom. His 3 men leave no fingerprints, no DNA, no trace of ever existing. Only Cody does, in every single scene. Lie 3, the coldest. He claims Loren harmed herself and that he only finished it to end her suffering. Her injuries say otherwise. The evidence says otherwise. A jury will say otherwise. 3 lies, 3 pieces of evidence, and not one survives contact with the forensics. He was caught by accident on a dark road. He is convicted by what he left behind. The pattern is chillingly consistent. He targets people he believes no one will fight for. He gets away with the first, and getting away with it becomes the point. Then he does it again, and it breaks in the most dangerous way possible. Loren Leslie was a 15-year-old girl he met online. That jump, from vulnerable adults to a child, is a killer speeding up, not slowing down. The animal cruelty, the absence of remorse, a brain not fully formed until 25, carrying an adult's rage years too early. When he talks about the murders, the emotion that should be there simply is not. One psychologist puts it plainly, you cannot learn this. If that truck had not passed 2 officers that night, there is no reason to believe he would have stopped. Only that he would have gotten better at not being caught. September 2014. Cody Legebokoff is convicted on 4 counts of first-degree murder. Life, with no parole for 25 years.
Legebokoff has been sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. The 24-year-old was convicted last week of murdering 3 women and a teenage girl in the Prince George area.
But a verdict is not the point of this story. These 4 are Jill Stuchenko, a mother of 5 trying to get back to her children. Cynthia Moss, gentle and trusting, still spoken of with love. Natasha Montgomery, 23, whose family has never been able to bring her home because he has never said where she is. And Loren Leslie, the blind girl who comforted strangers, whose death in the cruelest arithmetic is also the reason a killer was stopped. Her family holds on to that. It is a terrible thing to be comforted by, and it is true. Years later, there is a fight most people never hear about. Cody Legebokoff has been moved out of maximum security into softer conditions for following the rules. He still denies everything. He still blames 3 men no evidence has ever found. And he still holds the one thing a grieving family needs most: where Natasha Montgomery is. So here is the question. Where is the line between rehabilitation and reward? And did he cross it? Tell me below. If you want the case, the evidence, and the exact moment it unravels, that is what this channel does. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.